My beloved child, listen to me closely, for I have a word that your heart has longed to hear. I have never left you. Not once. Not in the days when you felt forgotten. Not in the nights when you wept quietly so no one would see. And not in the long stretches of life when silence made you wonder if I still cared. I was there, in every sigh, in every tear, in every uncertain prayer that never seemed to reach past the ceiling. You may have doubted my nearness, but I never took my eyes off you. My presence has been the steady thread woven through every chapter of your story. There were moments when you thought I turned away, perhaps when life grew heavy, or when the world seemed cruel and unkind. You wondered if I had moved on to other souls more faithful, more pure, more deserving. But I tell you, I have no favorites. My heart does not grow weary of loving you. Even when your faith wavered, I was beside you, holding steady the ground beneath your trembling feet. You could not see me then, but that did not mean I was absent. My silence was not neglect. It was the stillness of one who was holding you tenderly, waiting for your heart to quiet enough to feel me again. You have aged, my child. Your hands have changed. Your steps may be slower, and your memories sometimes blur like the fog that rolls over a calm morning. Yet know this, I see you more clearly now than you ever saw yourself in your youth. The world may overlook you, but I never have. I see the quiet courage in your endurance, the beauty in your patience, the light that still burns in your heart when you whisper prayers for those you love. I dwell in that light. Every breath you take is still filled with the same love that first gave you life. There were times when your heart broke, times you thought you would never recover. The loss of someone dear, the sharp ache of loneliness, the slow fading of dreams that once seemed so near. You may have felt abandoned then. You asked me why I allowed such pain, why I seemed silent when you needed me most. And though the answer was hidden from your understanding, I was not idle. In those moments of deep sorrow, I was closest to you, gathering every tear, breathing comfort into your soul in ways that words could not describe. Pain does not push me away. It draws me near. You cannot be abandoned by one who dwells within you, my child. I have walked every road with you. When you sat by hospital beds, praying for strength you thought you didn't have, I was there whispering peace into your weary heart. When you laughed with your family around the table, I was there in the warmth of that laughter. When you lay awake in the quiet hours of the night, remembering old friends, lost love, and moments that will never come again, I was beside you, resting my hand gently on your shoulder. You have never been alone, not for a heartbeat, not for a breath. You may think, but I failed you, Lord. I strayed. I doubted. I grew cold. Yet I say to you, there is no distance great enough to drive me from your side. My love is not conditional. It is eternal. You cannot fail often enough to undo the promise I made to your soul before the stars first shone. My covenant with you was never based on your perfection, but on my faithfulness. You are mine, and nothing, not time, not sin, not death, can change that truth. Change. When you felt your prayers bouncing back unanswered, I was not ignoring you. I was listening with a patience that no human heart can fathom. Sometimes I answered not with words, but with strength, with endurance, with quiet mercies that you did not recognize until years later. My ways are often unseen, but they are never absent. Every season of silence had its purpose. Every waiting hour was filled with my unseen hand shaping what you could not yet see. I have never left you, not even in the years when your heart turned inward, when guilt or shame kept you from speaking to me. You thought I was disappointed, that I might be waiting for you to become someone better before I looked your way again. But I tell you, I never turned my face from you. Even in your weakness, I saw beauty. Even in your confusion, I saw longing. Even when you pushed me away, I stayed. My love is not a light that flickers. It is a flame that never dies. There is a quiet truth I want you to hold close. I am nearer now than ever. As the days grow slower, As the noise of the world fades, my whisper becomes clearer. You may feel your body weaken, but your spirit, oh, your spirit is ripening into something eternal. Each ache, each sigh, each memory that rises in your heart is a sacred reminder that I am preparing you for a home where loneliness and loss will be no more. So when you wake tomorrow, do not measure my presence by how strong or joyful you feel. Measure it by my promise, for I have said, I will never leave you nor forsake you, and my word cannot fail. I walk beside you through every valley. I sit with you in every silence, and I will carry you into the joy that has no end. You are not forgotten. You are not forsaken. You are not alone. You are, and always have been, loved by the God who has never, ever left your side. My beloved one, listen to me now. For this truth is the foundation of everything you are and everything you have ever longed to know. You are precious simply because you are mine. You do not need to earn this truth, prove it, or defend it. It is not a prize to be won. It is the essence of who you are in my eyes. Before you drew your first breath, before your name was ever spoken by another, I called you my own. I have never regretted that claim. So many of my children, especially those who have walked long upon the earth, carry the quiet weight of believing they must justify their worth. You have lived through seasons where love seemed to depend on what you could offer, your strength, your usefulness, your performance, your goodness. But hear me. My love is not built upon the fragile scaffolding of human worth. It stands firm upon my nature, which never changes. You are precious not because of what you have done, but because of who I am, and because you are mine. You may look back on your life and see mistakes that haunt you, words you wish you could take back, choices you wish you could undo. You may even whisper to yourself that others have been more faithful, more spiritual, more deserving of my affection. But I do not see as humans see. I do not weigh the value of your life by the number of your achievements or by the steadiness of your faith. I see the heart, the very one I shaped with my own hands, and I call it beautiful. I see beyond your guilt and beyond your failure. I see the love that still flickers, the kindness you gave in secret, the forgiveness you offered when it cost you something. I see every unseen act of goodness and every tear shed in love, and I gather them all as treasure. My love does not ebb and flow with your behavior. You cannot lose it on a bad day, nor can you earn more of it on a good one. I do not sit in heaven keeping score, waiting to decide if you have done enough to deserve my smile. My love for you is not performance-based. It is covenantal. It is the vow I made to my creation, sealed with my own life, that nothing will separate you from it. I do not love you more when you are strong, nor do I love you less when you are weary. I simply love you, fully and forever. When you were younger, perhaps you thought you had to prove your faith. You worked hard, you prayed often, you served, and you gave. You thought my favor came through effort. Yet as the years have passed, you may have felt your strength fade, your influence lessen, your circle grow smaller. You might wonder, what do I have left to offer him now? Hear me clearly. Your worth has never rested in what you could do for me. It has always been in what I have done for you. When you sit quietly, when you rest your tired body, when you lift your heart in a simple whisper of thanks or longing, you bring me delight. You are not a burden to me. You are my joy. You are precious because you are mine, not because your record is perfect, but because my love for you is perfect. Even the scars you bear, those left by loss, disappointment, or the slow passage of time, are sacred to me. I see them as signs of a life lived honestly before me, a life that has known both pain and perseverance. Your story is not a disappointment. It is a testimony of my faithfulness. Even when you felt unworthy, I was shaping beauty from your brokenness. Every moment you thought was wasted, I have woven into purpose. You may look in the mirror now and see the marks of age, lines etched by laughter and tears, hands that tremble slightly, eyes that have seen both joy and sorrow. But when I look at you, I see the reflection of my own heart. I see a soul refined by years of love, loss, courage, and grace. You carry wisdom that shines brighter than youth ever could. You carry a gentleness that mirrors my compassion. The world may not value these things, but I do. You are more radiant in my sight today than you have ever been. There are no conditions on my affection. You do not have to fix yourself before you come to me. You do not have to hide the parts of you that feel unworthy or small. Bring them all. Bring your regrets, your weaknesses, your loneliness, and your fears. I can handle them, and I will not turn away. When you feel tired of yourself, remember, I do not tire of you. When you struggle to forgive yourself, remember, I already have. When you think your best days are behind you, remember, I am still working, still creating, still loving you into something eternal. Even now, in this very moment, I am near. I am not looking at what you have failed to become. I am beholding who you already are, my beloved child, my treasure, my delight. I take joy in you simply because you exist in my love. You are part of me, and I am part of you. No amount of time, distance, or weakness can change that truth. So rest, my precious one. Let go of the old fears that whisper you are not enough. Stop measuring yourself by what you can no longer do and start remembering who you already are in me. You are loved with a love that cannot be undone. You are held by hands that will never let go. You are the reason for songs of joy that echo through eternity. You are, and always have been, precious simply because you are mine. My beloved child, listen closely now, for I wish to speak to that deep part of you that aches and hungers, the place inside that has longed for more than this world has given. You have felt it often, the longing for love, for understanding, for connection, for peace that lasts. You may have called it loneliness or yearning or even emptiness, but I tell you this, that longing is holy. It is not a flaw to be fixed. It is a reflection of me living within you. Every desire for goodness, every ache for belonging, every quiet hope that love still has meaning, that is the spark of my image burning in your soul. From the moment I breathed life into you, I placed within you a hunger that nothing on earth could fully satisfy. It was meant to draw you home to me. I did not design you to be self-sufficient, for love cannot exist in isolation. You were made for relationship, with others, yes, but most deeply, with me. That ache that surfaces in the quiet hours, when you feel the room too still and the night too long, is not proof of my absence. It is the gentle pull of my spirit, reminding you that you were created for eternal communion. You may think your longings are signs of weakness, that you should have learned by now to be content, to stop yearning for things beyond reach. But I tell you, it is good that you still feel. The world often hardens hearts, dulls desires, teaches people to settle for less than the fullness of my love. But you, my child, still ache for something more, and that ache is the echo of Eden within you, the memory of the place where we walked together, where you knew me without fear or distance. Every longing of yours for love, for closeness, for peace, is a whisper of that ancient memory. When you feel lonely, I am not far. I am there, calling softly through the very ache that troubles you. Loneliness, though painful, is sometimes my voice, urging you to turn your gaze toward me again. The world may offer distractions and noise, but they only muffle that deeper invitation. I am not shaming you for your desires. I am sanctifying them. Your longing for companionship reflects my own heart, for I too am love itself. I created you not because I needed you, but because love cannot help but overflow. Every longing in you is a reflection of my nature as the God who loves, the God who gives, the God who desires to be known. You have spent a lifetime giving love, raising families, caring for others, showing kindness, forgiving again and again. But sometimes when the house grows quiet and the phone does not ring, you wonder if there is any love left for you. Know this, my beloved, the love you gave was never lost. Every act of care, every tear shed in compassion, every moment of tenderness was a reflection of me moving through you. You were never just the giver of love. You were the vessel of it. The same love that flowed out from you has also surrounded you all along, for I am both the source and the stream. When you look at your longings, do not see them as emptiness, but as evidence that you are still connected to me. The ache in your heart is proof that your spirit is alive and sensitive to the eternal. If you did not long for more, you would have grown numb to the divine. I rejoice that your heart still feels, still reaches, still hopes. It tells me that you are listening, even when you think you are only aching. Sometimes your longings rise from the memories of those who are no longer with you. You miss their voice, their touch, their laughter. You wonder why such love was given only to be taken away. My child, no love given or received is ever wasted. The people you have loved were glimpses of my heart. The warmth you felt with them was a shadow of my eternal embrace. The love that seems lost is not gone. It has merely gone home ahead of you. When you long for them, you are also longing for me, for I am the one who first wrote love into your being. Every true desire you have ever known began in me. When you wish for peace, it is because I am peace. When you wish to be known and understood, it is because I am knowledge and understanding itself. When you yearn for forgiveness, it is because I am mercy. When you ache to belong, it is because you already belong to me. You are made in my image, and therefore your deepest desires mirror my own heart. I too long for you. I too desire closeness. I too grieve when distance grows between us. Your longing is not one-sided. It is a dialogue between your spirit and mine. Do not suppress the hunger for something more. Let it draw you nearer. I am not offended by your need. I am the fulfillment of it. When you bring your longings to me instead of to the world, you find that they are not curses, but doorways, openings through which my love enters and heals. The world will tell you to fill the ache with noise, with busyness, with distractions. But I tell you, sit quietly with me, and let that ache speak. It will tell you of heaven. It will tell you of home. Even now, in this very moment, I am shaping your longings into prayers. When you sigh with weariness, I hear worship. When you whisper, Lord, I miss them, I hear, Lord, I long for you. When you feel the ache of loneliness, I hear, Lord, remind me of your presence. Every yearning, when surrendered to me, becomes holy. Nothing in you that seeks love is wasted. So do not despise your longings, my child. Do not fear your desire to be known, held, and loved. They are the fingerprints of your Maker upon your soul. When you feel them rise within you, remember, they are not signs that I have withheld something from you. They are signs that I am near, calling you deeper into my heart. For you were created in my image, and I am love itself. And so, when you feel that ache again, when the room is still, and the night feels long, do not mistake it for absence. It is the sound of my heartbeat within your own. It is the holy reminder that you were made for me, and I for you. Every longing within you reflects my image, and every breath you take brings you one step closer to the fulfillment of that longing. Eternal love, unbroken communion, forever in my presence. My beloved child, come close and listen. You have walked through seasons of both laughter and tears, through moments when the sun warmed your soul and moments when the night felt endless. You have tasted joy, and you have endured pain, and perhaps you have wondered why both must live together in the same heart. Hear me now. My love flows through them both. My love does not disappear in sorrow, nor does it grow stronger in joy. It simply remains, constant and eternal, holding you through every rise and fall of your days. When pain visits, you often feel abandoned. You whisper in the dark, "Lord, where are you?" But I have never stepped away. I am there, even in the ache that feels unbearable. When your tears fall, I am not watching from a distance. I am catching them, each one known and remembered. Pain does not drive me from you, it draws me nearer. It is in those moments of suffering that I press closest to your soul, wrapping you in a love too deep for words. You may not always feel my presence, but that is only because pain clouds the senses. I am the light that still burns behind that veil. When I created life, I did not promise you a path free of sorrow. What I promised was my presence through it all. Pain was never meant to be punishment. It became, in this broken world, one of the strange and sacred ways your heart learns to open again. In suffering, you discover how deeply you can love, how fully you can trust, how completely you can depend on me. Every sorrow you have faced has carved more room in your soul for my love to dwell. You have known grief, my child. You have stood beside graves, whispered goodbyes, and walked home with an empty chair waiting for you. I was there in each of those moments, weeping with you, holding your trembling heart. I do not stand apart from human pain. I entered it myself so that you would never bear it alone. When you ache for the ones you've lost, know that they are safe in my embrace, and that my love now bridges the distance between heaven and earth. The love that once bound you together has not died. It has simply changed form. You will meet again, and when you do, the joy will wash away every tear you ever shed. And yet, I have also seen your laughter, the way your eyes still brighten when joy finds you unexpectedly. In that laughter, too, I am present. I delight in your delight. Every smile, every small moment of peace, every time you breathe deeply and feel gratitude. Those are not accidents. They are my gifts, my reminders that life, even in its frailty, is still sacred and beautiful. I am as present in the sound of a child's laughter as I am in the whisper of a mourner's prayer. You see, my love does not choose between joy and pain. It redeems them both. When you sit quietly and look back over the years, you may see a mixture of light and shadow. There were seasons of abundance and seasons of loss, moments of triumph and moments of regret. Yet if you look carefully, you will see me in every season. I was there in the harvest and in the drought, in your strength and in your weakness. I was the hand steadying you when you stumbled, the whisper of courage when you felt small, the peace that came for no reason you could explain. You did not always recognize me, but I was never absent, was. Do you know, my child, that even your pain has purpose? I do not waste your tears. They water the ground of compassion within you. Because you have suffered, you have learned how to comfort others. Because you have felt loss, you know the value of love. Because you have walked through darkness, you now carry light for those who still wander there. Nothing you have endured is meaningless. I weave every sorrow into the tapestry of your soul until it becomes something beautiful, something that glows with my glory. And your joy, too, is sacred. It is not something small or fleeting. It is the music of heaven breaking into your life. When you laugh, you echo the sound of eternity. When you find contentment in small things, the warmth of the sun, the taste of morning coffee, the voice of a loved one, you are tasting the goodness that flows directly from me. I take joy in seeing you delight in life. I never grow weary of your laughter. It honors me as deeply as your prayers. There were times when you feared that your suffering meant I had turned away, and times when you believed joy was proof that I had returned. But I tell you, my love does not rise and fall with your circumstances. It is steady, unbreakable, unchanging. Whether your days are bright or shadowed, my love is the same. When you hurt, I hold you. When you rejoice, I celebrate with you. You never walk alone through either valley or meadow.